Famer Aaron Rodgers.
It's not often that you can win by multiple scores in the NFL, so you got to imagine they're coming into this week's game with a lot of confidence. They were able to put together a pretty well-rounded performance in all three phases last week. So, again, can they build off that? Can they continue to grow as an entire team? Because offense, defense, and solid contribution from their special teams, they showed last week, and going forward, this is going to be a hard team to beat. Penetration is the key to run defense. Stop the running back before he has a chance to get started. That's exactly how it played out here.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. He'll let this go for Pickens. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. It is a big play there for the Falcons. It's a gain of 34 yards.
And they decide to bring pressure here on 3rd down, but he does a really nice job. Remains calm under pressure. He ends up delivering a strike downfield and keeps the drive alive.
He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. It is 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. That one to the end zone, but incomplete. He was looking for George Pickens there. And 3rd down coming up.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on.
On 3rd down, Rodgers. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal.
A gain of 6. And the Falcons 1st down.
Here's Barkley. Some room to run as he takes it down to the 2-yard line. Here now, 2nd down and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Henry is into the end zone. It's a Falcon touchdown.
And that's a really important opening drive here, Mike. You think back a week ago, there was a lot of disappointment. It was a long week of practice, a lot of questions that had to be answered inside that building. So you want to come and show, hey, last week is over. We are a lot better than how we looked then, and you can't do it a lot better than that.
So, following the touchdown, the punter man going to kick this one away. And this one sent all the way over the back line. No fun of putting this in the landing area. So it'll come out, per the new rule, to the 35-yard line. Now the former Russian champ, it's Kareem Hunt. Not much there, maybe a yard. With that, well, we give you a look at his numbers on the ground in last week's game.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 9. Now a carry for Hunt. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Clearly the plan on offense was to establish the run a little bit on this drive, Mike, but the defense is having none of it. 1st and 2nd down stop, no gain. Now it brings up a 3rd and long. We'll see if they try something else.
And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
Riley Dixon.
And it's 4th down, so here comes Riley Dixon to punt. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Falcons offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. So, Greg, this offense comes on the road here in week 2. Look, road games are so hard in the NFL, but it's nice to hit the road coming off a win at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's amazing how winning creates more winning. It kind of has the ability to kind of build on itself. It's a snowball effect. So when you're winning, you're feeling good, everything works. And all of a sudden, you start losing, and you start questioning everything about your approach. So the key in the NFL is win or lose, you're on to the next game. And it's the team's ability to start fresh every single week, regardless regardless of the previous week's outcome, those are the teams that find themselves in position of the playoffs down the stretch.
He'll let this go. Deep for Jefferson. A great connection there. They're going to bring it down inside the 35-yard line. It is a big play there for the Falcons. 42 yards.
A gain of 42 yards on the
Here's
play.
1st and 10.
First down, Falcons.
Here's the toss right side to Henry. And he won't quite get to the end zone, but they're going to be set up at the 2-yard line.
It's a gain of 33.
It is a big play there for the Falcons. 33 yards.
Sometimes all it takes is that one key block to spring this back. He's just so good in open space. And, man, that was a heck of a run, and it sets up 1st and goal.
Little quick pass to the receiver heading right. And he's in. George Pickens. Touchdown, Atlanta. That his 2nd TD catch of the season. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
And he will get into the end zone and bump the lead up by 2 more.
Not a real complicated breakdown needed here, Mike. In short yardage situations like that, if you have confidence in both your back and your offensive line, sometimes it's the simplest plays that have the best results.
He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's May. And that is going to be knocked away. Incomplete. And with that, time has expired here in the opening quarter. Vikings football as we begin this 2nd quarter. Throwing on 2nd down. May. This one is caught right side by Zacchaeus. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
And 8.
Working out of the gun. It's May. That's taken in. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. To return, it's Jackson. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. The Falcons offense and George Pickens out for their next possession. So, Greg, let's pull back big picture and talk NFC South for a second, the division that you know so well. We've got teams that have been to the Super Bowl in the last 15 or so years out of this division, yet people overlook it at times, and maybe they've overlooked how good Tampa's been the last 4 years, too.
Well, it's funny, Mikey, you think it wasn't very long ago that the NFC South was the toughest division in football. I mean, you mentioned Super Bowl teams. Tampa Bay won one recently with Brady, and then Atlanta, they make a Super Bowl with Matt Ryan, and New Orleans, and obviously the success they had with Drew Brees, and Carolina, we played in a Super Bowl. I mean, this was a division you didn't want to play. Now, they've all fallen on their resets, new coaches, new quarterbacks. Tampa Bay has done the best job weathering and taking advantage of their rebuild and their next era in the midst of a down division. So, big reason they've won 4 in a row. Can Atlanta, can Carolina, New Orleans, can they catch up? Because right now, like you said, Tampa Bay has been the dominant team in this division.
Greg, you lived it, you know it. While these may not be the biggest markets in the league, the rivalries amongst these teams really elevates what you see when you watch the NFC South go head-to-head, too.
Yeah, and over the years, there's been some major games played between Hall of Fame quarterbacks in uniform for all these teams. So it has a lot more history and a lot more, kind of relevance than maybe it feels as of late. The markets are a little smaller. The teams have been down. They might not have the premier star players that they had in past generations. So they've got to continue to rebuild these rosters, continue to have these new coaches find their footing, and, you know, we might be a year or two away from the NFC South getting back to what it used to be.
And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Ball on the 35. Here comes a 2nd and 5. Now it's a bootleg with Rodgers. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. 3rd and 5. From the gun, Rodgers. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there. And they force 4th down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
He's got his man. It's Jefferson. And he's going to have the 1st down. So taking a chance there, playing with the lead, but it works out for them. He'll let this go towards the end zone. This one's batted away. It's incomplete. Good hands there in the end zone, and that'll bring up 2nd down. A diving effort there, but he can't reel it in. It's incomplete. The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson, and it'll be 3rd down.
10 yards to go.
To the air once more, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in. That might make this a 1st down. They'll run the toss to Barkley. And that's a productive run. He gets this one down to the 4.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage.
That one, take it in, middle of the end zone. Justin Jefferson, touchdown Falcons. That is 1st touchdown of the new year. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
So, following the touchdown, the punter man gonna kick this one away. We'll go ahead and just seed the touchback here. His ball over the back line. It'll come out to the 35. The Vikings offense ready to take over once again. Greg, the NFC North has become such a fun division over the last few years. Think of the geography and the legacy. It's always been, because of the proximity, a fun division with great rivalries. But with almost all the teams playing well, save the Bears over the last few years, it's almost heightened the awareness of how good the NFC North can be.
Yeah, I think going into the season, I'd make the argument it's the best division in football. I think when the worst team, I know they were 5-12 with the Chicago Bears, but to me, there's a lot of wins built in there. Now they bring in Ben Johnson. They continue to build around Caleb Williams. That feels like there's a lot more wins built into that 5-12 record if they just get themselves organized and get some pieces around Caleb Williams, and that's what they've done. So, yes, Detroit and Minnesota, Green Bay, they've clearly been the top 3 for the last couple years, but if Chicago and that roster, if that's your 4th best team in your division, man, I'll tell you what, those are going to be some really competitive division games this year.
And I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's the length of the franchises, but when these divisions go head-to-head, there always is a legacy feel that just is additive to the anticipation of those matchups.
Yeah, I mean, every one of these franchises has significant history for a lot of different reasons. They have Hall of Fame players, Hall of Fame coaches. Some of the most iconic individuals in the history of the league have played for these four organizations over the last 50-plus years. So there's so much into it, more than just the matchup on the field in that moment, and you can feel it with how much the fan bases rally behind their team.
They'll start on the ground with Barkley. Finding room at the 35. Still going. And he is gone. 80 yards. Touchdown, Atlanta. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. And that back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
And now, after the big play, got to cut that celebration short because they're going to stay out and go for two.
For the two-point conversion.
Saquon going to try to run it in. And he's into the end zone again. It's the octopus. He's got the long run for 6 and punches in the 2, all 8 points for good measure. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Viking to tend to. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. This one crushed. It's over the back line of the end zone. Touchback. And the ball's coming out to the 35. The Vikings offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now.
Here goes tonight.
Operating from the shotgun, it's May. Quick slant into the hands of Zacchaeus. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half.
At the 42-yard line.
May to throw on second. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. It's scooped up by the Falcons. And he is going to bring this one back. It is a fumble recovery for a defensive touchdown. Patterson now to add the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Falcons keep rolling right along. 38-0. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And this one sent all the way over the back line. No thought of putting this in the landing area. So it'll come out, per the new rule, to the 35-yard line.
Here goes tonight.
Made out on 1st and 10. That's into the hands of Zacchaeus. That's a second charge timeout for Minnesota. Clock will stop with 34 seconds to go until the break.
At the 44-yard line.
On second down, it's May. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. It's going to be third. They need one.
Brings up third down and 1.
Out of the gun, here's May. Gonna look deep, looking for more. And this is gonna be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
The Falcons offense and running back Saquon Barkley heading back on the field. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Rodgers. He'll let this go for Pickens. And that is incomplete.
I think when that ball left his hand, he had visions of a big play, and then that big play almost got flipped on its head because I think he's lucky that that ball didn't end up going back the other direction because that defender got both hands on it but just couldn't come down with the pick.
And some good blocking, springing up. A gain of 9 as we get to 3rd down. And apparently we'll forget about that for the moment and turn our attention to quarter number 3. Let's go. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The 3rd quarter is underway. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Vikings offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this 3rd quarter. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that...
Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he lost the football. And no turnover here, but the guard's able to get the football and get on it to keep possession. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Here's May. And that is incomplete.
And another wasted drive here, Mike, and they start to add up. And coming out of halftime, you would think that they would make some adjustments to try to get some points on the scoreboard, but so far, looks like much of the same.
Here comes Jackson on the return. And it's a good solid return as he takes it back up near midfield. The Falcons offense ready for their first possession of this second half. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the Passports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7 in all outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets, Rams and Jags. They'll also play in London week 6 and 7. The Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London, when I played for Carolina, it's a great experience. It's fun for the players, it's fun for the coaches, it's fun for the fans and the families. So I expect this slate to continue to expand. There's so many fun international cities around the world that love NFL football.
And from what you hear, there's more to come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside the U.S. in each. And he's into the end zone. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown Atlanta. That's a 2-touchdown game for him. Numbers 7 and 8 for the season. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this 3rd quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the 3rd quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, the draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
Yeah, you know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. And Cam Ward's
a throw out wide. That is dropped. That could be a live football. And fortunately, their center able to rein it in, and they'll retain possession.
It's now third down.
So
and
backed
14.
up after the sack, and now it's third and long. Throwing is May. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Big Grover Stewart. He had a sack in the opener last week. He's got another one here. This brought in out past the 20. And this winds up a very nice return. He's able to get up past the 40-yard line.
First and 10.
The Falcons offense and running back Saquon Barkley heading back on the field. They'll go 3 tight ends here on first and 10. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Give them 14 on that play. One first down.
A gain of 14. And the Falcon first down.
First down for Aaron. This caught right side by Worthy. A gain of 11 on that one. First down, Atlanta.
That's another Falcons first down.
Now Rodgers. And this one's going to be intercepted. It's L'Jarius Sneed. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
Intercepted. The Vikings take over.
The man in motion is Zacchaeus.
At the 45-yard line.
On the ground, this is Hunt. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. So we are through 3. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. They'll try again here. Second and 10. Now, May. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
It's a gain of 6.
It's third and 4.
Third and 4.
To throw is May. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. He'll get out of bounds. A gain of 8. And that's going to be good enough for a first down.
And the Vikings first down. First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
They'll go play action with May. And he's not going to get too far tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a second and 9 now from the 29.
Second and 9 at the 29-yard line.
Here's a run with Hunt. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it. Have to get this to the 20. Here's third down. To throw now. May. Here's a shot toward the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. DJ Moore. Touchdown, Vikings. Extra point, it is blocked. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. It's Xavier Worthy on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. And it would appear they're on their way to a 2-0 start as they begin things here with first and 10 in this fourth quarter. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. That one's good for 29.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
Play fake. It's Rodgers. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down.
That's another Falcons first down. First and 10 at the 33.
The master of play action, Rodgers. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. Rodgers here on second down. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. It's incomplete. So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now third and 10. Still fighting. What a run. Shedding tacklers. Picks up 9 on the play. Only need a yard, and it's fourth down. They'll try it now with Barkley, and he's going to have a Falcons first down. Boy, that was a tough couple of yards to pick up. They convert, and the drive stays alive.
First down.
Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. That's to the end zone, but they cannot connect. It's incomplete. Second and 10.
Brings up second and 10 at the 20-yard line.
On play action, Rodgers. That's going to be incomplete. They cannot hook up there. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's third and 10. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown, Falcons. He's got another one. His second touchdown of the evening. And another score in another good performance after winning the opener on their way to 2-0.
Mike, you can't be 2-0 without being 1-0, and for them to be able to continue to string early wins together in the first part of the year.
Oh, look at this. It's a fake. And he is not going to get in. Stop on the try for 2. The lead remains right where it is. So, following the touchdown, the punter man gonna kick this one away. Here's Darius Davis to return it. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin. The Vikings offense getting set to get back to work. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. You play a tight game and lose. It kind of changes the feeling coming into this week a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that cardinal rule? You don't want one loss to turn into 2, one bad play to turn into 2. The best teams in this league, Mike, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good? And there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today?
And he'll take it on in. Hollywood Brown. Touchdown, Minnesota.
At this stage of the game, the score is really irrelevant. You want to try to build something positive towards the end of this game, and I think that score will help do just that.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. On the return, it's the rookie Xavier Worthy. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Falcons offense and running back Saquon Barkley heading back on the field. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. A run up the middle with Barkley. And he's going to have the first down. And that will not officially end it, but for all intents and purposes, they're going to be able to run the clock down from here. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Once again, it's Barkley. And he will be taken down. We'll see if they want to use those timeouts, but this one is about done. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Play action now with Rodgers. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession.
Even though that interception, it probably won't have much of an impact on the outcome of the game, but at least defensively it gives them something positive to build off of, because up until that point, this game's been a struggle.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense, because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
So it's a win for the visiting Falcons. They get the victory here, away from home, to run their early season record to 2-0. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA.